welcome to Matter Podcast.
Oh, we need some excitement!
I'm sorry! Well, no, let's just keep going. Welcome to the Matter Podcast! We're back, and we have a reboot, except for me.
Hello!
So, we have Carol.
Hey everyone, nice meeting you. I'm Carol.
Great. And Noe.
Hi guys, what's up?
And me, I am Juliana still. And this is our intro episode. This is also slightly awkward because Carol and Noe literally just met.
No, we have met before.
When
Once.
moving Juliana's furniture. Great bonding experience, I must say.
Exactly, under the Copenhagen rain.
Exactly. If anyone wants to move my furniture once again, you're welcome.
DM Carol. AKA the van driver. Wow!
I'm gonna insert this laugh right after the van driver so that we're laughing at the joke.
Yep.
So yeah, for the introduction episode, we thought that maybe it would be nice if we just came up with stories from our childhood or something like that that really define our existences. And we came up with almost nothing.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
So while going through the struggle of finding the batteries for this recorder,
Yeah.
I actually thought of a story. It's not from my childhood,
Mhm.
but I think it's a pretty funny one, and it didn't define who I am, but I do think of it very often. So when I was 21, just for reference, I'm 26 now, and I started working with teenagers who used to go abroad, like on a summer camp.
Mhm.
I used to be the group leader, so we didn't have that big of an age gap. It was more like 5 years. They were 15, 16 or something. And it was the best job on earth because I would travel for free, get money for it. free
Even
food.
better.
Dream job.
Yeah, and 45 teenagers.
You have to
Plot
pay
twist.
paid price.
And actually, the first time I went to California, where Noe is from, for those of you who don't know. So everyone. Yeah, with 45 teenagers, and that was my first year. Then I went to Canada, and then where the story comes on, I went to London for 3 weeks with 45 Brazilian teenagers. That was a lot of fun. They used to go to classes in the morning, in the afternoon we would visit the city and everything. And again, 45 teenagers. We were 3 adults, or group leaders, as you call them. So we were responsible for the kids. Sounds like a lot of work, but they're fun, and they don't have a lot of responsibilities, so it's not like, oh, I have to do homework. Like, it's fun for them. So when it's actually fun for them, it's also fun for you. So the story is 45 teenagers, 3 group leaders. One day we split up, and 30 people, or like 35, go to the Harry Potter or something they have in London. And I'm
Oh,
left.
the Universal Studio.
Exactly. So I heard it's really cool, but I didn't go there. I went with only 10 boys to Wembley Stadium. And I was super relaxed because usually I had to count 45 going into the metro.
For a concert? For what?
For a tour.
They have tours at the Wembley Stadium.
Yes, they actually do. And you
They
can-
have like 200 bathrooms.
Yeah, and we
It's-
toured all the bathrooms.
What is Wembley Stadium?
For those who don't know, it's a stadium in London.
It's a stadium. No, it's a,
Like a concert hall?
Yeah. Also
So,
food
sports.
Yeah, sports.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So soccer and a lot of concerts. I think Ed Sheeran sold out.
BTS as well, which is why I was there.
You were there.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying 200 bathrooms, because me and my friend were entering the stadium and she was like, oh, would I have to pee? What if I can't pee? I'm like, they probably have a bathroom, and it's the biggest concentration of bathrooms in UK or
Wait,
something.
how do you know this?
Of the bathroom
Yeah,
concentration.
like where did this tidbit of information come from?
I googled it.
Bathrooms in Wembley Stadium.
No, I asked the security guy, he was like, yeah, everywhere. Like every second door.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a really cool stadium. I haven't been to a concert there, but it must be amazing. I think it's 60, 70,000 people.
Yeah, I think it's 60 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, maybe you can share the concert experience later.
It was good.
So we can move on. So imagine I'm usually I'm usually a very chill person, even though others might say otherwise. So usually having to count 45 and be like, I mean, they're abroad. and you're responsible for them. So it's a lot of responsibility. So this day I only had 10, and they were like the good kids. I was super relaxed. I was like, yeah, kids, let's go. Next metro, that's it. So we go, we visit Wembley. It's super nice. We go through like the dressing rooms and changing rooms. And the boys are super excited because their favorite players go there and blah, blah, blah. So we're going back. We stop. We have dinner at Hard Rock Cafe. They're super nice. The food was not good as usual, but it's a nice experience, I think. And then, very important piece of information, one of them asks me for my power bank. And I say no, because I need it.
Because you're greedy.
Because I need to know the way back to our accommodation. So remember this kid who needed the power bank. So we head back to the accommodation. On the metro, I'm always counting to make sure that we have 10. And at some point, we only have 9 boys. And then I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, we're only 9. And they're like, no, like, this guy is, like, he's already in front of us. And I was like, okay, cool, sounds good. So we move on. So we change lines, right? Next time we get off, I'm counting again, and we're only 9. And I'm like, wait, hold on, we're only 9. And they're like, no, but this guy's already in front of us.
You arrived to Brazil. They're like, no,
Okay.
he's at home.
Cool. So we get to the last stop, and I count 9. And the saddest thing is it took us like a minute or two to realize who was missing.
Oh no!
And it's actually one of my favorite kids.
Why were they all so quick to abandon him?
Right? But he was actually one of my favorites.
He was likable, but he wasn't important.
But he was not very noticeable. So at that point we realize who's missing, and I'm quite stressed at this point, because how do you find a 15-year-old in London? Like, where do you even start from, So first of all, I told the other 2 group leaders that we had this little incident and I didn't know where he was, but that I was going to do something about it. So the other 9 boys, they head back to the accommodation. To a certain extent, I was calm because we always got off at the same stop and we knew how to go. I mean, they were expected to know how to go back to the accommodation. So I just go all the way back, and I don't know if you've been to London, but there's no data underground. So it was like 2 minutes between every stop of like complete, oh my god, did he make it back to the accommodation? Did he not? So I go back once, like not one stop, but to where we changed. I get off, I go up, and the boys at the accommodation text me, call me, Cara, did you find him? And I'm like, no, is he back at the accommodation? They're like, no, and I'm like, are we allowed to swear? Are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
I mean,
and I was like, fuck. So
Damn.
I go back another part of the journey, and I go back up, and they're like, Carol, is he there? And I'm like, no, is he there? And they're like, no. So I go back another part, I go back up, and they're like, Carol, he's here, he made it. And I was like, oh my god, thank god.
You're like, but where am I?
And then I was lost. And then the funniest thing is, again, because I was quite close to him and he was one of my favorites, I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to see him. I'm so glad like he made it. And the boys were like, yeah, but he's super scared. You're going to like call him out because he got lost. And I was like, I just want to hug him. Like, what are you talking about? So then I head back, I hug him, and everything is okay. But he said at some point that, yeah, his phone ran out of battery. And we had stopped at this Lind store, so he was just sitting like on the stairs underground, eating his Lind chocolate and kind of crying. And I was like, how can I make this up for you?
More Lind.
Yeah. Pretty
That would have been a good strategy. So yeah, I found the kid, thank God, but it was a quite stressful 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
Every time I think about it, I can say I lost a kid in London.
With no context. Just leave it at it. He's still there.
Yeah, exactly. But I was probably his favorite group leader after all.
After this?
Despite everything.
Exactly.
You're
I don't
still
think he
number 1.
told his mom about this episode.
I also
I
believe
didn't.
that.
But yeah, I think this is one of my stories.
Losing a kid. Good way to start a podcast.
Yeah.
But-
So speaking of Lind, I think I told you. Definitely haven't told you because I've spoken to you once.
Imagine if you did.
Actually, you mentioned it.
If you go to the Lind factory in Switzerland,
yeah.
in Zurich, it's like €10 entrance, and you can eat as much chocolate as is possible, and you can also fit as much chocolate as will fit in your pockets. And if you wear like really big pants and a lot of jackets,
So you had not told me about it, but I had heard about it. I haven't been there. Have you been there?
I have been there.
Cool.
I got really sick. I ate way too much. I couldn't eat sweets for like a week.
Yeah, I've seen videos. You just like press a button and you get the little tablets, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, just
Which
push button, chocolate. Push button, more,
more
chocolate.
Did you have a favorite?
I really like dark chocolate. So like the 90%.
Well, Juliana, do you have any?
It was because I also asked you guys if you wanted to taste the candy that my mom shipped me. And she shipped some like Estonian candy and Russian candy. It was just a regular package. She wasn't supposed to ship me any candies, but she still included that. And when I looked at the candies, it was like dark chocolate, and then it was some like jelly, and like I don't eat that. So I was like, what? And also like she included dark chocolate, which I also don't eat. So I was like, well, I love you, but what? And then I texted Carol and another colleague, and I was like, you guys want to try it? Because we kind of got into an argument with my mom because she was like, no, they're good. I was like, no. Like, they're really not. No, don't look at me like that.
No, but I have to say I tried both.
Yeah.
The jelly one, disgusting. Because it's like...
Chocolate jelly?
No,
No,
it's
that would be
chocolate,
interesting, actually.
dark chocolate, not like gummy bears. Like weird jelly. So why would you even do that? The other one was like a cheap Kit Kat.
Yeah,
that
it was.
That was okay.
I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't buy it, but if I was craving something sweet, I would eat. No, but I see your point. Like the chocolate, maybe the Kit Kat chocolate's not like, oh my god, Lindt, right?
Yeah, but
still
it's still
good.
it's still pretty good.
I actually
Yeah,
like Kit
okay.
Kat.
Anyways, so 3 of the colleagues and then the 4th one joined. I sat them at the couch in the like a bit outside the office so that the other colleagues are not looking weird. And they
For you four only, everyone else must
Carol
watch.
wasn't even there actually, but they tasted the candy and they were like, "Liana, what are you talking about? It's okay." I was like, "What? Am I the problem? What do you mean?
Is it me?
Am I the drama?"
And then you went back to Estonia recently?
And no, but the conclusion of the story is that I just brought the candies to the office and they were gone within like 2 days. Our colleague tried them, not to name drop anyone, tried it, and I was like, please don't expect anything from it. Like as he was like the candy was approaching his mouth, and he was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, I know what you mean. So it wasn't a success, but it was eaten.
I feel like free office candy is free office candy, and
Yeah.
people appreciate it no matter what.
I agree. But today we actually had a colleague's birthday, and she baked a brownie with hazelnuts.
It was really good. Noe is deathly allergic to nuts.
I am. It's a poison brownie to me.
Good. She even mentioned like, oh, I thought about not putting the nuts because so many people are allergic. And then when they're allergic, it's not like milk allergy, like lactose intolerant that you can eat, but you don't feel too well. With nuts, it's like, deadly, right?
Yes. Yes, it's death.
So I can share the recipe and you can just skip the nuts. But it was freaking amazing, like that crackling top. Oh.
And it was also
So free, but really
not
good.
really with dark chocolate. It was kind
Yeah.
of milkish, so it was good. Like if not for the nuts, for you would have loved
I
it.
do love me some brownies.
Should I still go with my story, or should Noe just tell hers? Because mine is kind of like...
No, your story's hilarious. We must cover yours.
Why don't we cover both?
I will hold the microphone closer to my mouth now.
I am gonna be deaf while editing this.
Yes. But don't you have friends that send you voice notes and they're like, woo!
Like Christina.
This is so exciting!
Yeah.
I feel like we should end with you. End on happy note, at least.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Then should you go first? Is it a sad story?
I have no idea, actually.
No, mine's not sad. I just was really racking my brain for funny stories from my childhood, and I realized that basically everything involves an injury of some sort.
Involves a what?
An injury of some sort.
Okay.
Because apparently I was a highly accident-prone kid, and that's where most of my comedic relief came from.
Well, you did came here with a longboard, right? So I think that says a lot.
She's just carrying it for
and
good
no
luck.
helmet.
Who rides a skateboard with a helmet?
In Copenhagen, the most bikeable city in the world.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah.
There's very good roads for skating. So, my story is a lovely little tidbit about growing up in my family. And it's maybe 12 years old. And I was a pretty crazy kid. I was always getting hurt. And I, in a basketball game, had my toe kind of crushed. You know when you get like your nail turns like kind of blue because you get smashed? It was like that.
But with your
You know.
toe.
Yeah, with my toe.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, super great picture here. And like, I mean, it's fine, but like it kind of hurts a little bit, and then like the pressure builds up. And so one day my mom goes out. I think she was like doing like a little tea party with her friends. My mom's so cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds amazing.
And whenever my mom is gone, then my dad is in charge, which means that we eat fried rice every time.
No tea parties.
And maybe some granola bars because my dad can't cook.
That's
I
such
I
a
love
dad
fried rice,
energy.
though.
Like mom goes
We
out
order,
of town.
but don't tell mom.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right?
And then normally, like, we would try to do the things that my mom would normally get mad at us for.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, such as figure out how to heal my toe. So, my dad decided, like, the toe's really starting to hurt. So, we need to figure out how to relieve the pressure.
And your dad is also a doctor, right?
My dad is an optometrist. An eye doctor.
I was going to ask, okay, that just,
Uh,
we need to release the pressure. I'm an engineer. Okay, that gives a little more context.
So, we're sitting in my kitchen, and my dad's like, you know, I have a drill.
He did not. like a human drill or a wall drill?
Like an electric drill.
It would have been hilarious if he was a dentist.
Oh, God.
That resolves all the problems. Proper drilling.
Okay.
And me being 12 years old, and like, yeah, that sounds like that would work. Of course, what could
With
go
all that you
wrong?
knew?
And also, like, dads have this, you know.
This confidence.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Well, my dad gets an electric drill with a way too dull bit.
Okay.
I know this, like, yeah, I swear it wasn't painful for me. Okay, just like as a disclaimer for this.
Now he's still alive and has all her toes.
We don't know about that.
Actually.
And so my dad proceeds with his very dodgy methods and starts trying to drill through my toenail. And eventually, because the bit is too dull, he has to push through, and then it gets stuck in my toe. So now there's a bit literally stuck in my toe.
I wish you could see you down his face now.
Really on his jaws on the floor. And like I'm like kind of laughing, kind of concerned, you know? And then at one point, like, because
Is it
again,
bleeding at this
Yeah.
point?
not quite yet. And then like it just slowly gets pushed in one tiny bit. So again, it doesn't hurt, but then the pressure's released. So now blood is everywhere. All of a sudden, just everywhere. And like I'm like laughing, kind of screaming at my dad, like, what the hell? And in this moment, my mom walks in the door.
Surprise! I came back early.
Hey, we drilled Noah's finger.
So my mom walks in to me screaming at my dad, blood all over the kitchen floor, and a drill bit stuck in my foot.
Holy
Up to this day, it's still there. There's this clacking sound going on.
You know that people actually have this job of making...
When she's running.
We could actually change careers
Mm-hmm.
and just be those people who make the sound effects for movies.
Oh, that's so
You know, they have to walk on
satisfying.
hay and everything. I think it's amazing.
Hmm.
So, can we please have a happy ending to this story?
That's kind of it. Yeah.
You went to
That was
There-
accurate.
There is no end at all.
The bit's still there. Just kidding. It's really, it's
Mom
everything.
is still in the kitchen.
Everything was fine. We were able to remove the bit. Again, it actually did work, because it did remove the pressure, and
He
then
is
my
an
foot
optometrist.
healed great. My mom was very upset about the blood everywhere, and she kind of was very hesitant to leave us alone after that.
And there was a hole at this point.
Oh, and my nail. Yeah, just like a small little hole.
I'm not sure I'm picturing it
Honestly,
correctly.
I imagined like a really huge drill.
Like I imagine,
It was like a little baby, like a skinny little
like
thing.
almost like a needle. Bit bigger than that.
like a thick one.
But okay, so this is your toe, right? I'm
Yeah.
imagining he's drilling it like, oh god, how do I do this?
There's nothing as small.
So I imagine he's doing like this.
I love that, like, everyone listening can totally visualize what you're doing right now.
So I cannot explain this, but can you just confirm it was like this or more like this?
No, it was straight on. Straight
Like
on.
this?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
have a
90
tiny
degree.
hole like this.
Yeah, just a little hole.
Guys,
a
it
little
Doesn't look
puka.
good. Guys, in case you have a similar problem, we know exactly how to fix it.
You can fly to California and meet Noe's dad.
Schedule an appointment. Check your eyes as well. With the drill.
Whoa.
Two for the price of one.
Wow.
I didn't eat much fried rice after that. I was
Oh, do
really
you have,
sad
like-
about this.
Oh,
'cause
your
I
mom
really did
never
like
left.
Okay,
She
but
became a stay-at-home mom.
honey. But do you have any like were you traumatized
Was I traumatized?
by the whole experience?
I was not.
Okay.
I actually really thought it was funny
Yeah.
because my mom's expression when she
Wait.
came through the door,
Yeah.
it was just like pure chaos. And again, it didn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So-
it did relieve the... It did
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
job.
like
Did
it
the
actually
job,
like
yeah.
removed the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And no one thanked your dad. Like,
I
it's-
actually did not thank my dad for drilling my foot.
I
I do admit.
I think he is traumatized after that.
My mom is
So
the
much-
traumatized
Yeah, your mom was
one.
like. But I do have a question. Not that it influences the story, but where are your parents from?
My mom is from Hawaii,
Okay.
and my dad. I'm not sure if he was born in Japan or Virginia.
That's a huge difference. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Same,
either
same, but
China
different.
or Brazil.
No, I just wanted to understand if there's also a cultural difference between your parents, so maybe they would raise a child differently. And
My
then-
dad is very Japanese, and my mom
Yeah,
is
okay.
very Hawaiian.
Okay. Yeah. See, that makes my point. Cool.
Well, mine is... It is not very tragic.
I don't think that should be the aim of today.
I thought we said funny stories that not
I
tragic.
We are trying to target all the people. Like, who knows? But my story was recommended by Noah because I also told her and she liked it. And it goes like this. I was 8 and I had...
like that.
Doo-doo.
Sorry.
I was 8 and my mom had a friend that had a son. And they were friends and we were kind of like childhood friends with him. It didn't start on a good note because he was very like science oriented like from day one literally. So when he was like 2 and he met me for the first time, I was like just born. He tried to...
So you couldn't really communicate back then.
Yeah. He tried to kill me with a pillow because...
Oh, excuse
We
me.
said
Not
funny, not tragic. We said funny, not tragic.
I repeat, funny. No, he just wanted to see how long will I go without breathing, you know. Yeah, but anyways,
I am
No.
speechless. He was 2?
2.5 maybe, almost 3, something like that. And my mom walked in, so that's why I'm still here.
Is he okay now? Like, is anyone keeping tabs on him?
Yeah.
Like absolutely, absolutely fine. Like just
Okay.
living the life.
Yeah, maybe it's just, kids are curious.
Yeah, and he was
About
also
And some of them are psychopaths.
speaking of Jeffrey Dahmer. No, but he was very into science and space and everything. And I was a kid that was not very into science. I was more into like reading and like not fairy tales, but like, you know, fantasy stuff and stuff like that. And we inevitably would be compared to each other by like, not my parents, but like my family also knew him, and like our moms were really close and we would spend a lot of time together. And he was considered like a smart kid, like a book smart kid. So because we're both studying quite well, sometimes this comparison again popped up. And at some point, I think I was 9 and he was 12. And he and his mom, they live in Tallinn, which is the capital of Estonia, which is where I'm from. And me and my mom live in another city. So we went to Tallinn to visit them. But literally 2 days before that, my mom walks into my room and I'm kind of doing nothing. And she's like, you know what? you know what let's call him Alex. You know what Alex is doing right now? He is studying what the Hadron Collider is. And you're just you're doing niche.
How old were you at this point?
9. No, I think she was just no.
She was right. She had a point.
No, she just wanted. She wasn't like rude about it. She just wanted to impress me or like motivate me, and I was like, okay, good. And she walked out, and I was like, well, we are going to Tallinn in a few days, so I might as well check out what the Hadron Collider is. And I checked that out, and you don't know what that is? You know what that is?
I
right?
didn't say anything.
What did you say?
I said, do you know what that is?
For you, I already opened an article.
Do you actually know what it is?
I do know what a Hadron Collider is, yes.
Maybe
Just
I don't
like
know
my
the English
friend.
word. At 9.
So I opened Wikipedia and I memorized by heart the first 2 sentences. So it deals with particles.
Of course.
Naturally.
Naturally, that's what it does. I have never heard about this before.
Are you kidding me? They had
Did you study this in school?
later on, yeah. But briefly, I actually at some point also got interested in that because it's pretty cool. Anyway.
Maybe I'll read about it after this.
Just a light reading for the evening. But anyways, I memorized the first 2 sentences from Wikipedia by heart. And we go to Tallinn and it goes great. We walk around the city. We go to a cafe and we start arguing. I don't remember because of what exactly. But then he's just looking at me and he's yelling, yeah, you don't even know what the Hadron Collider is. And I'm like,
Dun, 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 dun.
like, bitch. And I just quote.
I'm glad I asked if we could swear on this podcast. Naturally, we can.
And I just quoted those 2 sentences that I memorized by heart, and it was like the complete killer of his like energy because he just shut up immediately and did not say a single word to me. And our dad picks my mom and me up, and like we're going to the car, and my mom hugs him, and then like I hug his mom, and he looks at me dead in the eye. And he's just shaking my hand. And he goes like, Uliana, you're the smartest girl I've ever known. And I was like, you are such a fool. I have no idea what that is.
I thought he would have said, nice try, but Wikipedia is not a trustful source.
I still know more. But
Are you friends nowadays?
No. We kind of just communicated because of our moms, but we were never like good friends.
Got it.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny when you try or when you're motivated to learn something because they think you don't know. I think I told you this story the other day. So for those of you who don't know, again, everyone, I'm from Brazil. And
I mean, some of your friends are gonna listen, I hope.
True.
Hi, Carol's friends.
Hi. And they, like, I'm from Brazil and we don't learn, I mean, I only learned how to properly actually speak English when I was 13 maybe, but we learn a few things like in kindergarten and primary school. So I learned, I think I was 5 maybe, and we learned the colors. And I was super excited, like super excited. You know, when you're a kid, you learn all these beautiful bright colors. And then my parents picked me up and we went for lunch and they were like, oh, so how was school, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, we learned the colors in English. And they were like, oh, how do you say pink? Yeah, my parents don't speak English at all up to this day. And I was like, yeah, they said it in Portuguese and I was saying it in English. How do you say pink? And I was like, pink. How do you say red? And I was like, red. How do you say blue? And we went through all the beautiful bright colors. And then they're like, probably surprised because I know all of them. And they're like, how do you say brown? And brown in Portuguese is, let's see if Uliana can remember.
It's marrom.
That is correct.
No, super easy to remember in case you're interested. It's like my home, my crib.
My home
Exactly.
is
Right?
So at this point, I was very proud. I knew other colors and they hit me with brown. No kid learns brown because it's an ugly color, right? I mean, for kids, it's an ugly color. Yeah. So I didn't want to disappoint my parents. And at this point, instead of saying brown, because I didn't know, again, brown in Portuguese is marrom. I just said marrons. And they were like, cool, because they don't know English. So for them, I could have said anything. And I think, of course, maybe unconsciously, it really pushed me to learn English. I then eventually became a teacher. But yeah, maybe that shaped me.
All because of brown.
At 5, all because of
All
brown.
because
Still
of
not
brown.
my favorite color, but, you know,
It's pretty nice. It's like a tree.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's Nutella's color. It's chocolate color.
In Hawaii, we call brown things ehu. Like you call a girl who has brown hair and brown eyes and brown skin ehu, and that means like she's beautiful.
Oh, really?
Wow. They definitely learned that in kindergarten.
True.
Yeah, but actually I wanted to, because I also didn't have any stories, even though I was like, guys, you should come up with yours. Because my story was super short. The only one that I could think of was when I first got into a kindergarten, and it was, I don't know how old I was, but my first day was awful, and I came, and I was crying my again, not tragic.
Funny, not tragic. Funny, please.
And I came back crying, and my mom was like, "What's wrong? What happened? Did someone bully you already?" No, but she was very worried about what happened. I was like, "No one is talking to me," but no one could talk yet.
You could, though.
Yeah, because I was super
Yeah,
early with
prodigy.
yeah. My grandma put a lot of effort so that I could write and speak.
I'm
and
3,
read.
and I can write a poem. You
Yeah,
probably could.
I probably. Yeah, that was the story. See, it's already over. That would be the end of
Exactly.
the
So today's episode is going to last approximately 2 minutes. Thanks, Juliana, for your story.
Thank you for tuning in. It's the shortest podcast in the world.
That was a good one.
I think. What do I think?
What a lovely introduction about losing children,
Exactly.
getting your toes
Getting your toe
drilled.
drilled. And almost being suffocated by a 2-year-old.
And being too competitive when you're 9.
So should we have a little ending? Like,
I got the chips.
Oh yeah. So because before we started the
yeah, for sure.
but before we started, we
we
were.
do need to cut something out. Sorry. Start again.
I have another story, by the way, because I wanted to tell this to Noah because they removed all the trash cans from the office. Not even the paper ones are there. Now we have to walk to the freaking kitchen area, which can be quite far away,
Yeah, maybe.
and
Why
throw
would they do this?
exactly and mess. Astonishing.
It's like protesting. There's no trash can here. What do you
Yeah.
want from me?
Exactly,
Yeah, but I
like
don't
it
see the
doesn't make
point.
any sense. And me and Carol, we're both student assistants, and we sat next to each other yesterday. And I placed my bag where the trash can was, and she just threw stuff
Like
there,
the tiniest pieces. The
but
tiniest
with
piece of
such
paper.
confidence.
But
and
you know
look
that I
her.
did it on purpose, right?
No,
Yes.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Oh my god. Then if you look in your bag now, I also threw.
There's like
You know,
apples.
they had
seeds.
these candy, like this toffee, chocolate covered
Mhm.
toffee.
Yeah.
Look at it now. I also threw it and you were not looking. Remember yesterday at some point?
She threw stuff on purpose into my
remember
bag. That's what
some-
you need to know about Carol.
Remember at some point I was standing next to you and I was like, look outside, blah, blah, blah.
No,
But look at it now. I challenge you to look for this toffee.
I will never carry your
Look
pears
at all
in my
of Carol's
bag.
trash.
True. That was trash as well.
But anyways, I thought she just did it, and I was like, Carol, are you crazy? And she was like, what? And I was like, it's my bag. She's like, oh yeah. And I started laughing. Sometimes I laugh, and I can't stop because I kept thinking about it. I feel like you know that. And I kept laughing, and then I started crying a little bit in the office. Not like crying, but like my eyes got a bit teary because I was laughing so much. And my our colleague, turned back and she's like, Oliana, are you
So
crying?
they actually legit thought she was crying.
Yeah, and I was like, no.
Girl, you're bullying her in the workplace.
That's what I should have
I
said.
got up and I got a tissue and I said, Juliana, it's going to be okay. So then they thought even more like,
to
what's happening?
make the matters worse.
Exactly. The
I'm
mess.
crying because because Carol throws stuff into my bag.
Yeah, it's a fun job.
Yeah.
So all they know about our job to this point is that we get brownies and we cry.
And we don't have trash cans.
We don't have trash cans for
You can
sustainability
guess
purposes.
where we work. Sorry.
For sustainability purposes.
Exactly. But yeah, before starting this episode, we couldn't figure out the equipment. But it's not because we're dumb. It's because the batteries weren't working. It's raining.
No.
No. Oh, we have to keep going for another 20 minutes. And then it finally worked, and me and Carol were trying to figure this out, and Noe, with all due respect, was like munching on chips.
She was like, I believe in you. You can do this.
So I feel like the intro, or Noe feels like the intro, or who feels like the intro should be just munching chips. We all collectively feel that.
We collect the data and then we decide what to do with it. So just munch on the chips.
I felt like I was very supportive here. You guys were very crowded over the instructions.
Yeah.
One extra pair of eyes would have been too much.
Exactly.
So I was enjoying my Pringles.
Not sponsored.
No. But
Pringles, please
Pringles,
sponsor
you can
us.
contact us.
Exactly.
Or any other chip brand. I like chips.
Honestly, any
I
brand at all would be
Socks? We're accepting
I,
it.
I could use new socks.
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
cables, stickers, wall paint,
Drills?
Hadron Collider guys. If any,
Physicists? Or English teachers?
Wembley personnel again. But yeah, I feel like you should munch on chips, and that's gonna be the outro.
I mean, are you encouraging me to eat? Because,
Absolutely.
well.
Can I also have one?
Oh, for-
ASMR.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
Exactly. More.
Obrigada.
Спасибо. Айта.
Is that Russian?
What?
Спасибо.
Спасибо?
Russian. Айта. Estonian.
Estonian.
Thanks.
Can you speak any Japanese at all?
Sukoshi.
A little bit.
Yes.
Very intuitive.
Arigato or arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for the chips.
Mm-hmm. We got
No,
two
no, I'm
cans.
good. Thank you. Okay, should we wrap up? properly?
Yeah. Okay. Now that we said our thank yous.
I
What
feel
should
like
we
should
do?
say proper thank you.
Okay.
not proper
Thank you
thank
from
you?
the bottom of our
I have a
hearts.
text. No, thanks for listening. It was a super cool experience.
And tune in for the next episode. When? We don't know.
Funny/traumatic stories. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Exactly. Share yours if you have any. You probably should.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully funny, not tragic.
But if it's tragic, it's okay. We've been there.
I'm sorry, it's my life.
It's my life.
It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever.
I really hope that. I really hope that at least something is recorded. Recorded.